Okay, welcome. We are doing a little mini episode of Conversations in Anarchy brought to you by Anarchapulco 2024. Our theme is Reborn. I am Catherine, producer of Anarchapulco, and I am joined by Rebecca, our stage manager. Wave to everybody, Rebecca. We are here to make some general housekeeping announcements. I know that everybody is super curious about what's going on because there was a hurricane that hit Acapulco just about a month ago, and it was major, lots of destruction, and we got involved, and we've got news, we've got updates. So I'm going to start with some rapid fire date information so that you know what's going on, and then we're going to get into more of the delightful parts of the event, which is the content. So first and foremost, Sunday, February 11th is going to be our opening night party. That is always a really good time. Rebecca's going to tell you about it later. Then Monday, February 12th through Friday the 16th, we have our main event. The opening party and the main event are all at Jardín Secreto, which will be our 4th year taking place at the Jardín. We have Agora Forco taking place immediately after. This is the decentralized portion of our event. So this means the content is put on by any of you who have a ticket and are interested in putting on and hosting your own event anywhere in the Acapulco area. That takes place Saturday the 17th through Saturday the 24th. Now we do have a series, as always, of really awesome outside events that kind of sandwich in the opening and closing of the main event. Now, having ceremonial experiences with shaman and doing healing practices has been a really important part of Anarchapulco since 2018, and we've got choices for you. So first and foremost, if you are not interested in psychedelics and you just want to do some all-natural healing through, movement, fasting, possible colonics, ceremony, kayaking, temescal, earth healing, dance, yoga, voice, and many other surprises, the mystery retreat is for you. This takes place before the event, February 6th through 9th at Bambuda, our beloved partner in our ceremonial experiences. Then immediately after the event, we have 2 mushroom ceremonies. These take place during the day on the 17th and the 18th. All of these tickets are available on our website. And there is, if you want to go deeper and really get deep with it, we have a retreat that involves ayahuasca ceremonies, and this takes place from the 19th to the 22nd. This is all February. Now, we also have a post-event workshop that Jeff is putting on with some of his friends, and it's called the Game Changers, and this will take place on the 17th and 18th. Location to be determined. We think it'll be at the Jardín, but we also want to go make sure that the building we were going to use is up and functioning, which I will be checking on later this month. So with that being said, Rebecca was on the ground immediately after Hurricane Otis. So I was hoping she could touch in on how the recovery is going first and foremost, so that we know what we're going to be showing up for and to.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for listening. Yes, I drove into Acapulco a week after the devastation. So in that time, they had managed to clear the roads. I've just got a conventional vehicle. I definitely did not want to be driving at night, so I was very careful because all the power poles were down, all trees everywhere. But the fact is the roads were clear and you could get from A to B. I could get in and out of the area, and I was going back and forth from Bambuda via Bonfield to Jeff's place on a daily basis. So basically I went in there to provide some kind of administrative help, and it was a very interesting, life-changing experience. I can tell you it is a very eye-opening experience to be around that kind of devastation that has been wrought by high winds mainly. So it was very interesting seeing what buildings were still standing, what weren't. As I watched a video that Max Egan did today at the Secret Garden, or the Hardin, and he would have done it a few days ago, so early December in time frame. And in that time, the amount of recovery that they've made in the venue is substantial. However, you can still see in that video what really took the brunt of it, and it was basically trees down everywhere. And so, but interestingly enough, the good old palm tree seems to survive anything. And it was really amazing seeing what actually did survive. And obviously trees with a good root system that is not being interrupted by something man-made quite often, they survive quite well. So a very interesting experience. But what I want to stress with everyone is, number one, I drove my Honda CR-V there. Okay, I got in and out, no problems. It wasn't unsafe even a week after. It was chaotic. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't, but it definitely, seeing the amount of change that they'd made in just that 1 week. And I was there for 2 weeks, so basically they had all the power on the main roads by the time I left. So it was, and that's not to every little village obviously, but it was a very fast effort in getting the power back up and running. And also the resilience of the Mexicans is unbelievable. They are seriously the happiest people alive, I reckon. They are just amazing. Like, I mean, I'm watching these guys who are probably coming from a home with no roof, and they were re-roofing one of the palapas at Bambuda, and they were just stoked. They were just so happy to be working, And so you want a gratitude bomb, come to Bonfil and join us for February's event, because, yeah, Catherine will have more information on that once she gets down there in 3 weeks. But I hazard a guess there's going to be, it's really going to be hard to notice in certain areas that even much happened. So
well, and I think that's really important. Something you said was bring a gratitude bomb, asking all of our partners, what can we do to help? The number one thing they say is come to Anarchapulco. Don't skip. Don't leave us. We need you. We are dependent on tourism money. We are dependent on this. And as of right now, nobody's coming. Right? Like, there's not like any big events taking place that we know of. So we will probably be the first major gathering since this disaster struck. And something I was telling the team on the call is that I feel like, we have spent years cultivating this really strong, beautiful, vibrant core of just loving energy. I don't know how else to put it. Just this love core that we've built over the years as a team, as an organization, as an event, as a group of people, as a community. And we take that out into the world every single time we gather. And now all of a sudden we have the opportunity to just melt that all over Bonfil and bring all of this love back to a region that has just been devastated. They do work quickly. When I lived down there, I could not believe how fast they built. There's this huge overpass ramp in front of the Chedraui Selecto by the airport. And I watched that thing go up in a matter of weeks. I couldn't believe it. In the United States, it would have taken years, right? So they do work very quickly, and they need us to come. And with that being said, we will have an official, we know these places are open and you have a room to rent here kind of list soon. We're compiling them now. But we have heard from the Mundo Imperial overarching company. The Princess will not reopen in time, but the Palacio will. And that is right there, the Mundo Hotel. It's on the route from the airport to Bonfil. So it's actually more convenient location-wise than the Princess. So it sounds like there will be at least one major hotel complex opening up. And then we're, of course, compiling a list with people who are there on the ground of Airbnbs, smaller hotels, these types of things. So do not fret. There should be places to stay, which I will be triple confirming when I go down on the 26th of this month. So with that being said, Rebecca, we've been working on this event since before last year's event, right? We had tickets up, we were ready to roll. We had some really big ideas. And one of the things I'm particularly excited about is the opening night party, because the theme for the opening night party is a theme I wanted to use for the main event, but it kind of got rejected. And so anyway, I'm really, really excited about it. Would you please tell everybody about our opening night party vision that you've got cooking up for us?
All right. So this is on the Sunday before the event, before the conference starts. So it is, sometimes we call it the launch party, but really it is the opening night because it's only the night before. So just to not confuse anyone, they're the same thing. So this year we have a theme called Mexico Magica. So it is magical Mexico because it really is. I've actually lived here since 2021, and Catherine's lived here before too, and it is a magical place. And we really want to bring a kind of fairy, happy, light, tinkly kind of vibe to it. We're going to have some really interesting visual surprises. We have a circus act coming, which is very, very close to the heart of our co-producer, Miranda/Lily. And it is actually her group from Morelia that she trains with, she performs with. And I've actually been to their training location. They're wonderful people. They're all very fit, and they're going to be doing a show for us that night, which will be along that theme line. Now, I also have a returning DJ whose name is Carrillo B, and he played some amazing sets this year, and he really was concerned. He was looking around at the crowd going, I'm not sure they're going to get into my music. And you know what? The baby boomers showed him. They were up and dancing to his what does he call it? Underground house music until he finished playing. So the fact is, he has a great mix. It's definitely accessible. Just moving those hips, because that's what it's about, and shake it down, you know. So he's going to be playing. And then one of the most exciting things is my teacher in VJing, which means doing the visuals behind the DJ, Blake Hudson, otherwise known as Phosphorus. He is coming from Australia, and this guy is on the menu of all the big outdoor electronic dance music events in Australia. He's always out there. He also does more than just putting amazing things on the screen. He does mapping, so video mapping, way beyond what I am capable of. And I'm very excited about that. And I'm not going to give away what the surprise is, but it will be something that is video mapped, and it will be looking pretty damn amazing. So that's going to be the opening party. You've got to come to that. It sets the scene for the whole week. It is about meeting and greeting people. It is going to be your first flavor for the event. It is essential as far as I'm concerned, but also, you know, I like to have a full house. So we hope you guys are going to come to that.
Yes, please come to the party. It is included with all VIP tickets. So the VIP tickets, they come with meals included during the main event, and they get you access to the opening night party. If you are wanting to attend the party with a GA ticket, you need to buy a separate party ticket on our website. It's worth it. It'll be fun. We've got little hors d'oeuvres that come out and drinks, and of course it's going to be absolute magic. And what makes me so excited is that we're actually going to get to see some of the creativity that has inspired, shaped, and grown the people on our team, like Rebecca bringing her teacher and Lily Miranda bringing her troupe with her. So this is really going to be special. And I'm super, super excited about it because everybody agrees that Rebecca and Miranda are super talented. So can you imagine getting to see the people who've actually influenced them and taught them? It's going to be fabulous. So with that being said, we show up, we do the opening night party. There's 2 ticket options for the main event, right? We've got the general admission ticket, which is going to get you access to the main stage. And we've got the VIP ticket that this year gets you access to more areas of the venue. So we're running things a little bit differently. We launched the VIP ticket initially during the COVID lockdowns. It was the only ticket option. That was it. And for 2 years, there was only the VIP ticket. Then last year we added the general admission ticket, and that went well, I believe. And this year we're just changing it up a little bit. So the general admission tickets, they're going to get you into the venue and they're going to get you to the main stage. They're going to get you to the food truck area where you can buy food from local vendors. There's going to be the Anarchy volunteerist, like-minded vendors as well, and the main stage right there. And you will also have access to the area that used to have the dome and the children's area. So the dome was destroyed in the hurricane, but the area will be open. And the children's area, I'm going to go investigate that when I'm down in December to see exactly what is going to exist during the event. So I'm not going to speak to that just yet, but we are still planning children's activities. It's still going to be really fun for everybody. And miraculously, the 3 most important parts to our event, the kitchen, the main stage area, and the temescale, they all survived. They all survived. So with that being said, if you know the venue and there's that path that walks past the dome area to Mama Gaia restaurant and then the rest of the Hardin, and that's where the event took place in 2021 and 2022, that area is going to be VIP only. So that's a big change this year. That will be VIP only access. And as long as the hurricane damage allows, we will have VIP checkpoints at the back entrance by the yoga studio and by Mama Gaia. So that way you can come in from either direction. You will have access to the pools, the in-ground pools. We will have waiting pools by the main stage. And you will have access to our podcast lounge, which is going to be our first VIP only stage. So there'll be some really neat things happening inside the Hardin. So it's not just that you get food with the VIP ticket, you're also getting VIP only content. Now the VIP plus tickets already sold out. Those are the ones that get you into the green room and give you a room at Bambuda during that whole week, but those have sold out. But don't fret, we see that there's a demand for these types of tickets, and so we are trying to come up with another unique VIP room included option. We are negotiating prices with the venue right now, but there should be at least 5 of such tickets. And I really want to tell everybody the idea, Rebecca, but I don't think I should because we don't have any contracts written yet, but it's in progress and it's going to be awesome. And so with that being said, if you already bought a VIP plus or a VIP and you want to upgrade or switch to this one, we will work with you to do that. There will only be 5 and it will be different from the VIP plus. That is staying special and unique and will remain the only ticket item that gets you into the green room during the main event. So with that being said, everybody gets to see the main stage, and the main stage is really like the bread and butter, right? It's like the staple for the event. This is what everybody comes for. And so what I would like, Rebecca, is if you could please kind of tease what the themes of the 5 days are and what we've got in store for the main event, main stage portion.
Yeah. So we're keeping the order of the days and the theme of the days the same as this year. So anyone who was here this year, you'll know the order, and it's actually the same as the year before. So day 1, we have Anarchia, which was named by the wonderful lady named Catherine, came up with that name. And it is basically it's great. And it's the philosophy and activism and media. It was always media, and we are bringing the media back. So this year we have several names who are independent media. One is Marion Hanane, sorry, is their surname. And the other is Patrick Henningsen. Now, Patrick's coming all the way from the UK, and he is has a daily show on TNT radio over there. We also, with that day, we are opening the stage at 10 a.m. or opening the ceremony will start at 10 a.m. So that's a full day. You definitely want to get there by 10 o'clock to not miss anything that day. And then we do have David Icke's virtual playing on that day, and he's doing a live Q&A with the MC for the day, who is Charlie Robinson. So I won't give away who else is speaking on that day, besides mentioning one that I'm very excited about, who is a first timer coming to Anarchapulco, and his name is Matt Presti. Now, Matt Presti he really does fit into the philosophy side of things. I'll let you look him up. He's got a website by that name, and you can check him out for yourself. And anyone who is a Alphabetic fan will know who Matt Presti is. That's how I found him. So the next day is my favorite day, and I am actually emceeing this day. It is called Anarch Awakening, and it is about the alternative ways to expand your mind and your consciousness and your health in non-physical ways. It's also about alternative history, alternative viewpoints. It's really about expanding your mind. So we have some interesting people on this day. We've got a lady named Sophie Fletcher, who is coming on with her partner Erasmus, and they are going to do they've done quite a few talks together, but she's a somatic bodywork specialist who spoke in one of our online summits this year, and he is all about human design, which I know we love in our team, so we're excited. And then we've also on that day, we're taking you on a real journey of mind expansion and heart expansion. So it's going to be a very special day. We actually have a very special lady named Max Lowen coming. Now, she's a satanic ritual abuse survivor who is also runs a podcast where she actually talks to people about energy work and energetic healing and talking to your animals and things like that, like some really beautiful things. So she's a very amazing woman, and I'm very pleased that she's going to come down and be with us. And then I'll go on to the next day, and I'm not going to give it. We basically have, just so you know, we have about 6 main stage speakers every day. So I'm not giving away the entire program here. We're just giving a little taste. All right. And then the next day, day 3 on the Wednesday, is Crypto Poco, which was, it's basically the financial freedom day. It is not 100% about cryptocurrency, but it is probably 80%. So we do have a few interesting characters coming that day. It is hosted by Danny Sessom, and we have a guy called Eric Anderson from Polynom, Francisco Cabañas, I think it is, who is a early Monero developer, and Ty Lopez is another name who is speaking on that day. So there's some big names on that day, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how people are making different financial choices after listening to their content. That's what it's about. So day 4 is the Sovereign Skills Day. This will be emceed by Catherine Blash, and she will be. There's going to be a really. This is a amazing lineup of people on this day, including Mike Winner from Alphabetic. I am very, very stoked. He is actually my second to last speaker that we signed up. and he just had to come because all his friends are coming. So I've been chasing the guy, but he was busy trying to stop his town from being burnt by fires and run his own event and do all kinds of things. And he was playing hard to get. But anyway, he is coming. So we're very stoked about that. And we also have a wonderful woman who is coming 2 years in a row, Marjorie Wildcraft, who is an unbelievable fountain of knowledge in the homesteading realm. And we are super excited about what she has to serve up for us. And then there's a few other names, including Jay Noon. Now, Jay Noon is coming down with a whole bunch of people from New Hampshire, and he is also going to be running Man Camp and teaching people how to do blacksmithing. He is bringing the anvil even, because we were like, oh my God, do we have to find him an anvil too? So anyway, he's bringing BYO anvil. So that is a pretty special thing to have, as to, you know, I'm wanting to get some skills and have a bash on some molten metal. It sounds good to me. Okay, and then the final day is Vitalidad, which is the health day, health and wellness, and it is very very packed with interesting characters, some of whom you've met before and some of whom you have not. And we have Dr. Andrew Kaufman returning again because his content is so amazing and he always gets a lineup of people asking questions. We have Alec Zek from The Way Forward, which I'm very excited about. And the other name that I want to mention is Ian Smith, and he is the New Jersey gym owner who stayed open during the whole lockdowns and basically became a name because of that. And he's doing all kinds of, he's bringing the sacred masculine to this event. And I'll finish off with one other sacred masculine who is part of this, and his name is Bearheart. So we've already mentioned some of the offerings of what you can experience with Bearheart. And this man, we had to wait until wait to finish up some of the arrangements because he was in Alaska with 300 men on a retreat. So what kind of human is able to do that? Number one, he's a special guy, and anyone who's met him, I'd say his ceremonies will be selling out. So it's an action-packed week. We try to make sure you have what you need with the ceremonial options and with the beautiful food that's available at the garden. We try to make sure you get through this week without imploding, because it is a big week. There's a lot of information, there's a lot going on, and it really is pace yourself. But if you can't watch and really take in every piece of that information, you get the lifetime replay. So I know that I watched An Arc Awakening again the entire day, and some of the other speeches. So we try to make sure that you have that content forever. You can refer to it later. So that's the whole reason we do the live stream as well. Hey,
absolutely. So one thing I realized I may have forgot, I can't remember if I said it or not, is that during the main event, if you are interested in sitting with Bufo, Bearheart will be doing one-on-one ceremonies. 2 of those are available per day, and that is it. So there will be 10 one-on-one Bufo ceremonial opportunities. There will be the 2 mushroom ceremonies on the 2 days following, and then there will be the ayahuasca retreat that you can attend. So those are our 3 opportunities to sit with Bearheart in terms of actually experiencing medicine. And then, of course, he will be at the mystery retreat as well. So if you're interested in a non-medicinal experience, the mystery retreat is a great opportunity. Something else I wanted to mention is that we also offer workshops during the event. And these workshops are provided by our speakers, and we really try to curate amazing workshops. We have not announced any of them, but we do have the ball rolling with that. And a piece of feedback we got last year, and I'll just take ownership of this right here, is to schedule the times of the workshop when we post the tickets. So we are making that change this year, because there were some people who were like, oh, I'm going to do this one and this one and this one and this one. And then we would schedule 2 or 3 at the same time. So we hear you and we agree. And so we're making that change. So just bear with us while we get things placed, because, you know, we were so organized and ahead of the game this year, Rebecca. I mean, we were like already literally planning 2024 before 2023's event took place. And then the hurricane took place. And so, you know, we're talking about, if we have to, for these workshops, we're going to get some big pop-up tents if buildings aren't ready. But it does sound like they're going to have options for us without the need to do that, which will be super, super great. And then one other thing I wanted to mention, now this is subject to change. This is just the current state of affairs. And we're recording this on, what is it, the 3rd today, December 3rd? It's December 3rd, 2023. And I was able to buy a flight earlier this week for Anarchapulco's event, arriving January 31st on Aeromexico. And I was able to get a flight that took me from the United States to Mexico City to Acapulco. Acapulco does not any longer have an in-house immigration. So if you are coming from another country, you have to book a flight that is laying over in Mexico City or another airport, or you need to land in another airport and you need to come in through another means, like the bus system, which I've not personally taken, but my husband has, and he loves it. Chad on our team said he's been using it a lot since the hurricane. I know there's one, Estrella, I think is the name of the bus, and they have like reclining leather chairs and electrical and, you know, maybe even internet, like all sorts of gadgets. So that is an option. Now, I was really struggling to find a flight as early as December that didn't cost like $2,000 if I wanted to bring luggage. So I'm in December flying into Mexico City, and I'm going to be using wheels to get myself to Acapulco. So when you are looking for flights, one of the things, Rebecca was sitting right next to me. We were in Puerto Vallarta for Mariposa Freedom Fest and working on Anarchapulco stuff. And I'm like, okay, it says the flight's available. I'm getting to the payment screen and poop, they say no flight available. And so what I think was going on is that they had pulled those international flights. Whereas with United, I used to fly from Austin to Houston to Acapulco. I had no internal Mexican layover. Well, they pulled those flights, but the computer system hadn't caught up, and you'd get to the payment page and it would be like, we don't know what to do. So be aware, you might see flights that you think are available. Don't count on it until you get to the payment page. Make sure your layover is within Mexico, or that you're landing somewhere outside of Acapulco and preparing to come in another way. The 3 airlines that I have confirmation that are currently flying in, they are all Mexican airlines. It's Aeromexico, Volaris, and Viva Aerobus. Those 3 airlines are currently flying in and out. And as far as I know, we have had at least one speaker flight canceled with United. Was that correct, Rebecca? I think it was United.
Yeah, I think it was. So yeah, just definitely plan to do your immigration duties through Mexico City or one of the other entry points, not Acapulco, and then you should be fine.
Yes. Okay, so I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. I have no idea how long we've gone, because Rebecca and I were actually on Zoom before we started recording. So for all I know, we've been talking for an hour and you're bored out of your gourd. So with that being said, I want to summarize a few things real quick. The main event opening launch party is Sunday the 11th, and the actual conference will take place February 12th through 16th. We do have nightlife every single night, most of which is included in the main event. We may or may not have some ticketed nightlife. It's really going to depend on what I find when I go down in December. But as of right now, We're not really planning on a big ticketed dinner or anything like that. So for now, in this exact moment, just plan on attending the nightlife at the Harding, along with, if you have a VIP ticket, along with the GA attendees at the main stage. It should be fun and awesome. Before the event, we have the mystery retreat, February 6th through 9th. Jeff, I think, is putting on a TDV summit on Saturday the 10th, but we do not have tickets priced for that yet. So you will not find those online. That's just a little birdie giving you a little secret tip there. Be ready for it. We've got Agorapulco taking place immediately following the main event from Saturday the 17th, Saturday the 24th. Everybody who buys a GA, VIP Plus, VIP ticket, you all get access to Agorapulco in the calendar, and you can put your own events on there. We will have mushroom ceremonies the 17th and 18th, game changers the 17th and 18th. Ayahuasca retreat is the 19th through the 22nd. Lots of fun workshops taking place, bufo ceremonies. They're during the week. Those are already available on our website. Those are all the things I really wanted to make sure we covered, Rebecca. Do you have anything that feels super important for everybody?
No, I just want everybody to persevere. If this feels like it, if you're finding that, the travel's not as seamless as it felt like before, please show us what you're made of and let's see you down there. Because you know what? This is what the community needs. The community needs you to be there in person. Okay? We need you. Everybody else who has already committed needs you to be there. The venue needs you, show up. That's all I'm asking. Just show up.
Absolutely. And you know what? We showed up during the lockdown. We showed up. We made it happen. We had to do some creative things. Like, I'm wearing a baby, flying into San Diego, walking across the border in Tijuana. Like, we had to do what we had to do, and we made it possible, and we are going to do it again. And with that being said, if you don't have plans to come in person, please, if you can, buy your virtual ticket early. One of the things that we are facing is that, the guy we rent the chairs from doesn't have the chairs anymore. And the guys we rent the tents from don't have the tents anymore. So the venue's having to build these relationships with little towns up and down the beach that were not hit by the hurricane. And we don't have the, we know you and we know you're good for your resources relationship, where they'll just front us stuff without paying bigger deposits up front and needing more money before the event. So the sooner that you can buy your virtual tickets or get your GA tickets or your VIP tickets, the better for the event and the better for the local economy. It's providing work for people and it's getting things going again. So that really helps us this year. I've never asked that before, ever. But that's just the situation that we are in. The sooner that you can help support the event by purchasing your ticket and letting us know you're coming, the better for everybody involved. And gosh, I want to say a huge shout out and a huge thank you to all the people who did show up in all the ways after the hurricane. There were some really scary days where we didn't know who was alive. We didn't know where people were. And Danny and Jason, they got on their motorcycles and packed them into Hinza's van, and they drove on down in there. And Jeff's brother-in-law, Julio, he's been down there on the ground. Jeff's whole family, half the Anarchapulco team was either up all night, night after night after night after night, working virtually on the logistics side, or like Rebecca, driving down from Puerto Vallarta. I mean, huge sacrifices were made. And our community is so brave. I don't want to say fearless, because there was definitely, I think, fear present for everybody, but the bravery and the courageousness of just stepping up and saying the right thing to do is to show up and help. And the right thing to do is to put all of our love and affection and energy and intention in this place that has supported us and held us year after year after year after year. So I just want to say thank you to all the guardian angels who showed up and flew down, the people who contributed resources, financial resources. Y'all are amazing. And this is really what it's all about. I mean, we are not running Anarchapulco just to talk the talk. We are running Anarchapulco because we want to walk the walk, and we want to teach others how to walk the walk, and we want to learn how to walk the walk better. And I think the way our community responded to Hurricane Otis and the aftermath is walking the walk. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Okay, do we have anything else, Rebecca?
I think that's a great place to leave it. And I really look forward to having people come up and say hi. Come and tell me that you saw this video, and come and say hi.
Yeah, and share it too if you're up for that.
That is the other thing I would like to say, is that also really helps, is if you send this to 10 people that you think might be vaguely interested, even get people enthused, get those people who don't know about this information to get on board. We've gone through the days. It's not all about it's actually about how to live in this world in a very holistic way. That is what we cover. So,
yep.
You really are doing your friends and family a service by offering them this information. So get on board and let's be reborn like the phoenix.
Let's be reborn like a phoenix, a theme that we somehow serendipitously Jeff picked before the hurricane. Absolutely perfect. So anarchapulco.com is where you can buy tickets. And I think the best place to be in communication directly with the team, if you have any questions or you just want to talk with people in the community, is our Telegram group. It's very vibrant year round. And that is Anarchapulco MX. And it'll read Anarchapulco Official. There are some copycats, so be careful. Make sure you're in the right one. We've got a bunch of little rooms and forums, and if you're worried you're not in the right place, just ask, and if you get a response from me, you're in the right place. Okay, so with that being said, peace, love, and anarchy. Love you. Ciao.